The Plea. I'm just a lump of clay, scooped out of the riverbank and molded to the shape of a natural man. I'm just a lump of clay, a handful of water and a fistful of sand and a warm exaltation from God. 50% God and 50% just plain old river mud. That's me. Sometimes I wonder if maybe God isn't all that's keeping the mud from blowing and washing away. God being God and mud being mud. Sometimes I wonder if maybe God isn't beginning to wonder if it hasn't all just been a waste of breath on his part. God being God and mud being mud. I'm just a lump of clay. And I've been fooled and tricked and taken again and again through all the long dying, through all the long howling and crying of war. I was trampled beneath the hoofs of Napoleon's war horses as they passed over the land like locusts. I was there and heard the last cry that was a whimper from a brother whose brother had killed him for a cause called slavery, called dignity, called pride. I was there and heard the last whimper. I was a Japanese named O'Hara who sang a scream of hatred as he plunged towards a decadent sea. Not to live, but to shatter himself and the enemy. A suicide for a cause he did not understand. And I was a child, naked and wild, that ran through the streets of France, England, Germany, Poland, Hungary, his mind gone, shrieking in awful agony as he clutched at raindrops. The sky is falling! The sky is falling! The silly, yet terrible words from a half-remembered storybook fable that were somehow true beneath the sky. That after the great and glorious explosion of war was falling in shimmering prismed raindrops that slittered down blackened rooftops and streaked the dust in broken window panes. I was a child that screamed, till at last a wall collapsed and broke him like a puppet with the strings cut. Dropped in the rain and left there to be among the liquid crystals of a broken sky. I'm just a lump of clay. But I tell you, I'm tired of all the long dying, of too much sound and fury. I'm cornered at last in a time when the sky threatens to fall on me for all eternity. Cornered, holding in my hands and heart one last desperate simple plea for peace. I'm just a lump of clay. And I'm cornered and alone and afraid. Do I have to be? Listen to me. I don't have to be. Not while I can reach out to you and cry, neighbor, neighbor, you and I were born together beneath the same sky. And it won't fall. And perhaps we'll find it was only a raindrop after all. And tomorrow, when we thrust our hands into the air, it will still be there. I'm just a lump of clay. Smelt me down, coin me for silver. What am I worth? 98 cents? $1.30, sometimes more. They haven't made up their minds yet, but they know it's not much. So, how do I, Tom Thumb, labeled the common, the ordinary man, stop the giants from clashing. Well, I'm just a lump of clay. But put me together in a mass, and there is weight there enough to fill a desert, level a forest, hold up the sky, or change the course of a universe, or of a war. And so, kings, dictators, and rulers of nations, don't you threaten? Don't tell me my world's going to end. Why, I haven't seen enough rainbows, reached for enough stars. I haven't been to Paris or driven in one of those new foreign cars. I haven't made a snowman. I haven't even started to make that dream of life stirring in my soul like a not yet born babe. So don't you scream at me about killing and dying when I haven't even begun to live yet. I, the lump of clay, am a stubborn song and a shrewd thing, and I won't step out of the way. Not while I have hands to plead and a voice to cry for peace. Peace. That is my plea. I ask it humbly. I'm not too proud to beg for peace. After all, I'm just a lump of clay, scooped out of the riverbank and molded to the shape of a natural man. I'm just a lump of clay, a handful of water and a fistful of sand and a warm exaltation from God. 50% God and 50% just plain old river mud. That's me. Sometimes I wonder if maybe God isn't beginning to wonder if it wasn't all just a waste of breath on his part. God being God and mud being mud. I'm just a lump of clay. And I'm cornered and alone and afraid. But if you've listened to me, if you'll answer my plea, do I have to be?